On our first bend, it showed that we're at 6 inches, we're at 0 angle. So we're at 0 angle on our dial. That's where we want to be. Our bit depth setting is 41. So we can go ahead and set this outside dial so that it automatically shuts off on its own at 41. We'll go ahead and hit the ram in. It'll go ahead and make the bend. When it hits the end, it'll be done and it'll retract on its own. Jog feature on this bender is very nice because you can stop this as it's going back automatically. You see I had both hands on the tubing. Okay? We're going to get back to our second bend, which was at 11.5. Center that line with the center of these dies. Okay? Our bend setting is at 73 degrees, so we'll rotate that back to 73 degrees. Okay? Snug that machine up. Looks like we've got a 59 degree for your depth setting. We'll back this off to 59 degrees. She's in the automatic mode. We run the ram in, and it'll bend it to 59 and it'll retract on its own. Back off the die. You see it's backing in. We jog it and stop it. Go to our next bend. Center that line. Center of the die. Bring it in. Snug it up a bit. It reads here that we're at 221 degrees. So we're reading this outside dial. Bring it right around to 221 degrees. All right? It says that our depth is 27 degrees. We'll go ahead and set that on the outside dial again. That's your automatic. And we'll bend it to 27 degrees. It'll automatically come back. We can jog the machine, stop it. We see where our cut line's at because remember we've made the 2 marks across there, okay? We can now loosen up our rotation dial, take it off, put it back in its place. We can set this in our machine then so we can see our cutoff mark, and that's where we'll cut it off. Use a rigid 30 cutter, small enough to do the job, not too large. Does a very nice job of cutting the tubing. When I cut the tubing, I always try to make the rotation of the cutter. These are simple things, but it saves you commodities, and commodities, but I mean the cutting die, the screw on it, saves the rollers. Go one direction, okay? You see where the roller's at? You're pulling that away from you, okay? And you just make a little bit of a quarter of a turn each time that comes around, and you've made your cut. Go one way with that cutter and you'll save that blade. Okay, we're going to back that ram back in, take that short section of tubing out. We now have a pipe. It did say on the card that on the cut at 30, it said down below, it says saw cut to suit appearance. So what you want to do is you want to install this tailpipe. It slides in the muffler. You want to make that mark in here wherever that quarter panel is. If you want to angle cut it, you can do it with an abrasive saw. You can do it with a Sawzall, whatever you prefer. Cut it on the vehicle or off the vehicle. And there's your finished pipe. Does a very nice job, no wrinkles. You know that pipe's going to fit.